Well, this project is dumb. A presentation on war? How am I supposed to know what wars are like? I've never been in any. I remember learning about wars in high school, but I never understood why any of that is relevant to us. I'm never going to have to experience war, so why learn about it? Too bad we cannot do a project on how dumb the girls are. Corey and I would win that project hands down. Too bad it's not, though, because we would probably use the points. Maybe we can write about the war on drugs. It would be easy as beer pong. Corey and I have only missed a few readings, though. Maybe bombed a quiz or two, skipped a class once or twice. Maybe we don't even need the points. When Ben posts our grade tonight, we will see if we really need to do the project. Plus, we have a whole week to work on it. How hard can it be? The rest of the class looked very uninterested in Ben's proposition for the presentation. This means that even if Corey and I don't work hard on the project, we could still get some points by default. We could probably get it all done on Sunday so we can still get drunk on the weekend.
Today, Ben announced a new opportunity for bonus points, but this isn't just any project. The project itself is worth 1 letter grade. All we have to do is make a presentation on the war of our choice. The group with the best presentation wins. That is a piece of cake. Melissa and I would win that hands down. We've already decided to work on the Revolutionary War. After all, we have learned about that about 1 billion times since elementary school. The only other war we would have chosen would be the Civil War, another one we have gone over in almost every history or social studies class. Ben is updating our grades tonight, so I can check and see what my grade is to be safe. Neither Melissa or I have missed class, so the 5% bonus is already ours for the taking. We have read every assignment and do well on almost every quiz. I doubt my grade is low, but it wouldn't hurt to have a little cushion there to help. Either way, we need to get started now. We only have 1 week to perfect this project. Love, Kelsey.
Well, looks like Ryan and I have to do the stupid presentation after all. After looking at our grades, Ryan and I noticed that we're borderline failing the class. How can this even happen? We know we're not the greatest students, but what the hell is a 58%? I think Ben is just out to get us or something. Also, we talked with Melissa and Kelsey, and they are also planning on doing the presentation. So not only do we have to work on this project and present it, there's a chance that we don't even win the extra credit. I know Kelsey and Melissa, and they have always been perfect students. There's just simply no way Ryan and I can compete with them. Ryan and I have discussed that there is only one way we can win these bonus points and pass English class: sabotaging the women. We don't know how or by what means, but we will have to jump on any opportunity to attack what we can.
Kelsey and I have decided to work together on this bonus project, even though we already have solid A's. We decided we would rather have the bonus there as a cushion in case we would happen to miss a couple of classes and would need the points to make up for that. We rarely miss and always do our homework, but it's better to be safe than sorry. The best part about doing the project is that we give the boys, Ryan and Corey, some competition. They're always late to class or goofing off. Ryan never does the D2L discussions for Fridays, and Corey is always just off in La La Land, drawing in his notebooks while Ben tells us that things are vague, but can count for points on our quizzes. So we might as well make them work to win their extra points. It also gives us some entertainment, seeing as we have a plan to set them up. So, along with working, homework, classes, and family, which consumes most of my time, this will now be taking up a decent amount of time during the week. So we might as well make it worth it. Good luck, boys. Sincerely, Melissa.
Corey and I were eating breakfast this morning when I noticed something on my Twitter. Kelsey just posted that she will be at the library working on an English assignment with Melissa. There's nothing due except for a reading in English, so the only thing they could be working on is their group project. Corey and I were planning on getting started on the project today, but we cannot pass up this opportunity for sabotage. We decided that we will go to the library and see what they are up to.
Melissa and I are at the library today to work on our bonus project for English. I posted about it on Twitter and took a Snapchat of the two of us with our Java City coffee, so the guys would see. We don't know for sure, but we think that Ryan and Corey are trying to sabotage our project. This little experiment of ours will tell if they are or not. If they show up at the library to watch us, we know that they are trying to hurt us. Honestly, I do not see them as a threat. We have great grades and don't necessarily need the bonus points, but they don't exactly deserve these points either. Love, Kelsey.
We get to the library and immediately see the two of them sitting at tables with folders and notebooks everywhere, drinking coffee and a PowerPoint file open on the laptop. They have their laptops open with their heads in their books. To avoid them from noticing us, we quickly get in line for Java City, grab a coffee, and carefully go around the library and sit on the other side. We have the optimal view of them, but they can't see us. We sit and talk about the two, wondering if they might get up and refill their coffees or use the restroom so we can destroy their research they have done so far with the project and set them behind. As if we were controlling their motions, Kelsey and Melissa packed up belongings and left the library, leaving a folder behind. Corey and I quickly get up and grab their folder, hoping that it's the information about their English project, in which we did. Fearing that they would come back for it, we quickly left the library and returned back to my place with our extra credit. They have worked on this all day and all night, and it's now ours.
At least now we know where they stand. If they are going to spend all of their time worrying about what we are doing, then we are just going to have to give them something to worry about. We don't even know if we are even going to present our project. I just want to get in their heads, so we don't have to do much to take them down. Melissa had another idea. We are leaving a project behind for them. Our little experiment. I hope they enjoy their present from us. Love, Kelsey.
Although Ryan and I feel on top of the world since we scooped up the girls' projects, we still aren't finished with business. We know how Melissa and Kelsey are with their schoolwork. They put their first project together in one day, so they're bound to do it again. Since we no longer actually have to worry about completing the assignment, the only matter of concern now is to stop Kelsey and Melissa from completing anything. We know that they like to work in the library around noon, and they would definitely be working on it in the library, so we decided to take a visit to the library.
Today, Kelsey and I are going to the library with her roommate, Izzy. We have plans to continue setting up Ryan and Corey for failure on this bonus project, seeing as they took our experimental project yesterday that we left behind. I bet they'll just love how it's going to make them look in the end, or at least our class will. If they already found out that our experimental project we left behind yesterday was a joke, then I'm sure they'll be rather pissed at us. But I bet they won't even notice until it's too late. It's a shame that they won't even attempt to do their own work, so I bet Ben won't be too happy with them on their presentation day. Oh well, let the games begin. Time to head out to the library to work on our assignments. Sincerely, Melissa.
We arrive at the library and immediately see the two girls in line at Java City. They are turned the other way, however, and did not notice us. We quickly notice Kelsey and Melissa's backpacks near a table, and further notice that one of their laptops is open and unlocked. I remember Kelsey had a pink laptop, but I couldn't remember about Melissa's. This laptop was gray, so I thought it would have been Melissa's. As I approached the laptop, I am trying to find anything to do with English class or Ben Roberts, but Ryan nudged me and said, "They got snacks in line and are paying for them now, but they'll be back to their table soon." Rushing, I quickly remember some hacks I used to do on old computers. I flipped the screen, tried erasing some documents, and pulled up a dirty web page for her to return to. We realized that we cannot exit the building because they are next to the exit, so we hide in a corner and watch their reactions. We then quickly realized that we did something tremendously wrong. Melissa's laptop was also pink. The owner of the gray laptop, we soon found out, was Kelsey's roommate Izzy. Somehow, in the heat of the moment, we find this tremendously humorous and begin to laugh. As the three girls are looking to find a culprit, Kelsey's head turns towards mine and meets my gaze with a curiosity that recognized our laughing. They quickly knew what we had done, and the next hour or two was devoted towards apologizing to Izzy.
Well, I'm not sure what the hell was up with Ryan and Corey, but they managed to piss Izzy off today. I don't know if they just wanted to spite us because of the competition for bonus or what. Kelsey, Izzy, and I got up to get a snack and a drink at Java City after putting in an a few hours of class assignments, the bonus project, and talking about life. When we came back to the table, Izzy's laptop had a disturbing web page up and the screen was flipped. They completely deleted the one file Izzy needed to turn into class the next day. We looked over and saw Corey and Ryan laughing at us, so they pretty much ratted themselves out. They apparently didn't know that the laptop left on the library table was Izzy's, not Kelsey's or I's. And I guess they also didn't know that Izzy is the last person you want to mess with because she is very devoted to her schoolwork and has a rather quick temper. They ended up getting an earful from her. Thankfully, she had enough time to redo her assignment so she could get a good grade and she didn't have to be too hard on the boys. They're lucky. All I can say is thank goodness they didn't find Kelsey and I's real project on Izzy's computer since she was reading it over for us earlier. Our entire plan would have been ruined then, and the boys would have noticed the project we left behind yesterday for sure. Another win for us. Sincerely, Melissa.
Today in class, we had our sign-ups for our bonus presentations. Melissa and I had a hard time not laughing as the boys rushed to be the first ones to sign up for the time slots. I cannot wait to see their amazing presentation. They are sure to get an A. They present in a couple of days. Maybe if the boys learned to do their own work, we wouldn't have to go to such extremes. But this is war. This may teach them not to slack off. Ben's reaction is going to be priceless. Maybe it's a good thing that they signed up first. If they hadn't, they may have realized what we did. Now, Melissa and I have a few days left to perfect our project to get the most amount of bonus points possible. This will be a huge relief once this is all done. Then I can finally focus on my finals. Love, Kelsey.
The sign-ups for the presentation were today during class. We made sure we were the first to sign up. There is no way in hell those silly little girls knew that we outsmarted them by taking their project. They probably excused it as a mistake. The possibility of them redoing the original project is high because they already have done all the work. So we made sure we had signed up the presentation before them. Now we'll seem as if they copied us. We will come out as the victors and they will come out as the cheating losers. We have not gone over the presentation yet, but we will probably do that later. After all, who cares? We have an A-worthy project here. How much work can really be done? We have decided that tomorrow we are going to work on our project. Ben might notice that it wasn't written or put together by Corey and I, or our vocabulary and dialect differ greatly. Tomorrow will be devoted to us making the project flawless.
After the mishap with Izzy, we have been reluctant with contacting Melissa or Kelsey. Tomorrow is the day of the presentation, and we are worried as to what the girls are up to. This whole week has brought so much unnecessary stress. Even though Ryan and I have not actually worked on the project, we've put a significant amount of time and effort towards it. Ryan and I figure that we will do poorly on the presentation with such amounts of stress, so tonight we seek to relieve some stress.
Kelsey and I are heading to the library today to add little details to our project and edit the writing. I cannot wait for tomorrow. The boys' presentation will definitely make everyone laugh. Well, except for them and Ben. But I mean, if they aren't willing to put in the work like Kelsey and I, then they don't deserve to win the bonus. These will probably be the easiest bonus points we will receive yet, and with barely any competition. Sincerely, Melissa.
We are doing our project on the Revolutionary War. And according to the Digital Histories website, the events that lead to the Revolutionary War can be traced all the way back to the year 1763 in the Sugar Act, Stamp Act, and the Townshend Act.
Furthermore, the British went into war with a well-established army and navy, which were advantages over the Americans. As stated on PBS's website, in 1766, the Stamp Act was repealed, but the Declaratory Act was passed, allowing them to make laws unbreakable in the colonies.
The Tea Act added more fuel to the fire and led to the famous Boston Tea Party, where a group boarded a ship and destroyed loads of British East India Company tea.
With leaders like George Washington and Napoleon Dynamite, the Americans made a comeback at the Battle of Waterloo after storming the beaches of Hawaii and asking the British if they were going to eat their tots.
The Americans funded their war efforts through Marcellus shale mining in Alaska and enormous contributions from Apple. After a crazy night in Vegas, George Washington, Ben Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson wake up with a horrible hangover, but can't seem to find John Adams on his wedding day.
George is missing a tooth, and Ben Franklin finds a baby in their hotel room. They finally find John Adams and go off to sign the Declaration of Independence before his wedding. The air raids over South Dakota severely crippled the American force, but they fought back using Mario's signature jump and hammer attack.
Leaving the rest of the war to George Washington against King George III, thus landing the Treaty of We Give Up, where King George III signed that George Washington and his people are free of the British rule. That's it.
Ryan and Corey, congratulations on your breathtaking presentation.
Checkmate. Love,
Melissa,
and Kelsey.